Well, good evening, everybody. It's Dhaval. It is Wednesday evening here, and I'm at the Playa Verde point of the Bay of Pigs here in Cuba. And this is where the infamous Bay of Pigs invasion happened. There are 3 points, but this is one of them. As you can see now, it's kind of turned into a place now where people come and swim, but this is where the infamous attack to overthrow the Castro regime post the Cuban Revolution happened. And many would say that it was a very dark time in America and a big failure of U.S. foreign policy and military strategy. And apparently, I didn't know this, but it's often Kennedy that is, President John F. Kennedy that is associated with the Bay of Pigs disaster, but this was actually planned by President Eisenhower, his predecessor, and he passed the plans along to President Kennedy, who, from what I have researched about and learned about in our American history, is Kennedy was a very staunch anti-communist, and after the Bay of Pigs disaster, you could certainly say that Cuba strengthened its ties with the then Soviet Union, and we all know how that happened, and kind of what's happened after here. But I thought while I'm here, rather than just give a history lesson, I should probably show it to you visually what it looks like today. And here it is. This is the Bay of Pigs here in Cuba. People are swimming in it now. It is very scenic, it is very pretty, but it's hard to believe this is where the real, I would say, breaking of US-Cuba relations happened here, was here on the Bay of Pigs. And as beautiful as it is, it's also very tragic, I guess you can say. And it's not one of our best moments. Although some could argue that our intentions were well. It didn't end up going the way that we planned, and after that, Fidel Castro pretty much secured his seat and rise to power here, and ran the Cuban government, and for the next several decades, as American presidents came and went, he kind of remained in power. So, it's kind of so scenic here, it's kind of hard to imagine that something like that, a big military attempt, of course led by the US to oust the Castro regime, happened here. And it's kind of sad, I guess, on both sides, because many lives were lost. And just depending on what your theory may be of how President Kennedy was assassinated, some people argue that it was the way he handled the Bay of Pigs that led to his unfortunate demise. I'm not a historian, but that's one of the conspiracy theories that are out there. So yeah, but it's kind of sombering here, I guess, coming from the U.S. to see something like this. But at the same time, it is very pretty scenery. But we don't know much of the historical impact that this place had, and in U.S. history and in Cuban history. So a real tragedy, I think, for both sides, depending on how you look at it. But anyway, I'll give you guys one last shot here of the Bay of Pigs. And again, this isn't to get political or anything like that. It's just a real, I guess, many decades ago, in the late 1950s to the early 1960s. So anyway, one last shot here. Alright, I'm going to be walking back here. You have to be very careful. There's a lot of limestone here, and you can twist an ankle and break your foot or something. You want to make sure you have good shoes like I do here. And yeah, really cool. I'm glad I saw this. It's one thing to read about history in the books. It's another thing to see it visually and kind of absorb what you have learned in the books and to kind of put two and two together and come to your own conclusion and perspective. And there are different perspectives to US-Cuba relations. I'll let you decide, but you know, it's really crazy. So again, there were 3 points to the Bay of Pigs, and we were at Playa Verde, which is the middle one. So and here's a shot of the road that I'm at. My tour bus is out there in the distance, and I don't know where my tour guide is. I'll try to get him here on camera, but I don't know where he stepped away to. So anyway, this is Dhaval, and hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess somewhat of a historical perspective on the Bay of Pigs. Yeah, and I'll be coming back to the States here in about got 3 more days here and head back to the States on Sunday. So all right, hope everybody's doing well. I will be checking in with you guys later. Take care.